my phone is ringing off the hook right now because of this 8-week gap that we have, asking how do we handle getting our properties closed and sold so that we're not subject to the capital gain. So I was curious what your thoughts are, because I'm trying to strategize options with our clients in the sales of their properties. How do we handle this? And one of the ideas that we were throwing around was to close, even if the set closing date was originally set for September, for example, can we try to close the property prior to June 25th, and where the seller holds 100% mortgage for the time frame for July and August until they reach September, so that way they've effectively sold the property. What are your thoughts on that as a strategy?
Yeah, I think that's a clever strategy to try to move sales into this period. The idea is there something we can do to take advantage of the current low rate before the big rate happens, right? So the idea is, can we move these closing dates into this period and then bridge the gap somehow through alternative means of financing, etc. And I think that's effective. That does accomplish what you're trying to accomplish. That does result in the capital gain occurring before the June 25th threshold cutoff date. However, it's not without risk. It's not without carrying risk. So your client in that situation carries risk from the date of closing to the date that financing comes through. So let's say they close June 24th before the cutoff date, and their financing and everything comes through in late September. And so you have this period of time where your owner has to hold a vendor take-back mortgage 100% secured against only that property, theoretically, for that time period. In this situation, I'll give you anecdotally a situation that's near and dear to my heart. My grandmother specifically, she held a piece of property and sold it to a guy and took a vendor take-back mortgage. And in that situation, day one of owning the property, he started making modifications to the property. So he started changing, as is his right as the owner of the property now. Once that property is closed, it is legally transferred to him. And so he started making changes to the property and demolishing some buildings. What happened was he ran out of money. And so when he ran out of money, now you want to execute on this vendor take-back clause, but the value of the property is decreased. And so when you have
he ruined the state of the property.
Correct.
I see.
So if you 100% VTB this thing and they decrease the value of the property, you actually have that downside risk, not so much them. And so if you can secure it against other assets, that would be one alternative. I'm sure there's things we can do to get creative.
Yeah, and you could prevent access to the property in that gap. Say no.
Yeah. So I think there are some creative solutions to try to ensure that the risks are minimized. But I do want to emphasize that risk exists there. There are risks that potentially exist there.